Hi, my name is Rochelle Wheeler. Today, we are joined by our speaker, Jason Williams. Jason is Progress's community director and all around What's Up Gold guru. I'll now turn it over to Jason to start the presentation. Jason?
Thank you, Rochelle. Hello, everyone, and welcome. Thank you for taking time out of your day to join us. I only have one slide for you today, and it's this one. So I will quickly introduce myself to you. I will give you, we'll go through a brief talk about why we launched the new community. And then we're going to jump right into a live demo, and I'm going to walk you through all the different areas of the community. And then we'll wrap things up with a live Q&A session. So as Rochelle mentioned, my name is Jason Williams, and I've been in tech since the late 90s, having done most things on the technical side, such as tech support, QA, training, systems integration, sales engineering, and product management. In 2010, I officially began building our user communities. In 2012, I was actually awarded the Constellation Supernova Award for Next Gen Customer Experience for the community I built for the What's Up Gold user base. Fast forward to today, and we have just launched the new Progress user community for you, the Progress customers. So why do we launch the new community? The quick answer is to make being a Progress customer easier. Prior to the launch, you had a portal for logging support cases, another portal for accessing the knowledge base content, another portal for accessing your downloads, and even a third or fourth portal, which was the actual community. Additionally, the platform that the previous community was running on was out of date and no longer supported. So I know that change can be difficult, but I promise you things are better and will continue to get better as we move forward. So what do you say we dive in? This is the homepage of the new community. As you can see, I'm actually logged in right now, and I'm logged in as a customer. However, if you were not logged in, there would be a login button here. And you do need a Progress ID to log in. I will also mention that 90% of the content that you're going to see in the community is available to you without being logged in. So you can look at knowledge-based content, you can look at all of the discussion areas. You just can't interact with any of it. So if you wanted to post a comment on a discussion, or if you wanted to access your technical support cases, you will need to be logged in. But for the most part, all of the content is open and readily available to you without being logged in. So let's talk a little bit about what you see here. This top area with these 8 tiles, this is going to be your main navigation point. You also have this top navigation that will be persistent throughout the entire community, which very similar matches the tiles. So we have the discussions areas. And here in the menu, we have the discussions areas. You can quickly jump to a specific top level topic, or you can go to the more topics page. We'll explore that some in just a few minutes. Groups is the collaboration groups. So things like the Sitefinity CVP group, or any of the local PUG user groups. Those will be there as well. For accessing your technical support cases, here is support link. So many of you are probably familiar with going to supportlink.progress.com. That is now here within the community for you. It's also available here under the support tab. Product downloads. So for Sitefinity folks, you guys are going to use, I believe it's called My Admin, to download your software. This area will link you to that, and I will show you that here in just a few moments. Knowledge base, so this will take you to the knowledge base. Product documentation, this is quick access to the documentation for your products. Also, if you wanted to log feature enhancements for the products, you could do that within the enhancements section. And then if you want to subscribe to the progress alert and notification service, where you can get notifications on things such as product alerts, any security updates, bug fixes, things of that nature, you can do that here in the progress notification section. So that's also represented here in the main nav. Product downloads is here in the main nav. Under resources is where you'll find knowledge base, documentation, enhancement requests, and there's also a code share area, which we will get there in just a moment. Okay, so let's talk about the different areas. So let's go into discussions. So I can either click explore here, or in the top nav, I can go to more topics. Here you'll see all of the different topics that are currently configured. Over here are all of the Sitefinity ones. So this would look, if you were familiar with the previous community, these should look very familiar to you. The one that is missing is the CVP group that's been moved in, so the previews and beta releases, sorry. The Sitefinity betas and previews group has been moved to the Sitefinity CVP or Customer Validation Program, which I'll show you in just a minute. But here are all the discussion areas. So if we go to Sitefinity General, so this is the general Sitefinity topics. Across the top here, you can see all of the subtopics. So we have bugs and issues, e-commerce, front-end, back-end development, on-prem config setup, patches and notifications, and upgrading, and then Sitefinity Cloud. Once you go into any of these subtopics, you do lose the nav here, but you can quickly get back to it by coming here under discussions and going to Sitefinity General. So topics, what do topics mean? So topics are where your discussions happen. So this is, again, this is the Sitefinity general discussions. So if it doesn't fit in one of these subtopics, you would post your question here. To post a question, you would simply click ask a question. Here you would put the title and then any additional details. We do have a bit of a WYSIWYG editor here, so you can bold things, italicize, but a couple of things I wanted to point out is this is where you would add an image. If you had some text, you could add a link. This is the code snippet. So if you wanted to post some code, you could use this to wrap it in a container that would make it appear like an actual snippet of code. Here are your emojis, and if you wanted to tag people, you can do that here. If you needed to add any attachments or wanted to, that's the little paperclip icon here. I'm going to hit cancel. Once you ask a question, you are automatically subscribed to that question. So if anybody replies to that question, you will get email notifications. You can follow topics that are of interest to you. So if the Sitefinity general discussions is of interest to you, you can click the follow button here. When you do, you'll have a notification option. You can get a notification anytime a new post is created or not at all. It's up to you. If we go into a question, so here you can see the description. You can see the number of times it's been viewed, any upvotes, and the number of comments. So actually, here's the post that was made about today's session. And if you wanted to make a comment, you could click write an answer here. And again, you have the same controls within answers that you did within a question. And there you go. So that's what it would look like. For your questions and for any question that you post and any answers or replies that you make, you have the ability to edit them and delete them. So you would have the same options if this was your question. You could edit it or delete it by simply clicking edit or delete. And now you can see my comment is gone. There is no way to subscribe to an individual question or thread. But if you do post a response, that subscribes you to the thread, and therefore you would get notifications anytime somebody else replied to the thread. You do have the ability, though, to bookmark. And within your profile, that will give you quick access to that. So if you wanted to follow a thread without actually commenting on it, you can bookmark it. Also within the topics, so over here, again, here's the follow button. We'll talk about this section and the previous content in just a little bit. But here you have your follow option, your ask a question option. You can see how many people are actively talking about it. I just corrected an error, but this number will go up drastically. This is the number of knowledge-based articles that are related to this topic. And that's what these trending articles are. So if we actually go to one of these subtopics, you can see that there's over 5,000 articles related to Sitefinity. There was a problem with the general topic that I actually fixed this morning. But on any of the topic pages, you'll see trending articles. So these are the top articles for Sitefinity, the top trending articles currently for Sitefinity. All right, so I think that covers discussions. So you might be asking yourself, well, I went into the bugs and fixes. Let's go back in there real quick. So bugs and issues. And, if you're familiar with the previous community, you might be asking yourself, well, I know for a fact that there was a bunch of content in this topic in the old community. What happened to all of that? So you can see that a lot of the topics will have a thread called archived threads. Also, this big blue box over here, this gives you a little bit more information. So unfortunately, we were not able to migrate all of the content from the old platform into this new platform, but we were able to create an archive of that content. So you can get to it here. So this is what the archive looks like. And here you can see all of the archived Sitefinity threads. So we were just looking at the bugs and issues. And here it is. We are working on adding search to this for you for the time being. So let's take this, for example. You can search within the community here. So if I search for that, and you'll notice that there is a community archive section. There are a few things that matched. But you can search within the new community for the archive content, and clicking on any of the results will take you to that thread. So that's where all of the archive content exists. So if you were actively involved in discussions before and you're thinking to yourself, oh, I know I talked about that before. How do I get to that? You can search, or you can come here and you can go into the individual topics and look for your thread. So again, if that is available, it's available in a few places. There's a link right here on the homepage that will take you to the community archive. And then also in the discussions, this big blue box will take you there. And then also within individual forums or within individual topics, there maybe not all of them, but most of them do. And this one will actually point you back to the specific topic that you're in. So we are currently in the Sitefinity bugs and issues topic, and this link will take us directly to that archive topic. Okay, enough about the old stuff. Let's continue on with the new stuff. So groups, collaboration groups. Collaboration groups are very similar to discussions. They're just more, it's a closer knit group of people talking about a specific thing. There are some variants here. If you are not logged in, you will not see any of the private groups. So anything that is labeled as private here, you would not see if you are not logged in. Once you are logged in, you do see all of the private groups, as well as all of the public groups. There are quick links over here to all of the CVP groups. So if you wanted to join the Sitefinity Customer Validation Program group, you could do so by simply clicking here, and then you would click the Ask to Join. So notice this is a private group, so all you see is the details about the group, who the members are, and that's it. Anything that's happening within the group you do not see until you are a member of the group. For the CVP group, or the Customer Validation Program, once you click Ask to Join, these are the terms and conditions of the Customer Validation Program. You do need to read and accept these, and also provide a reason why you want to join the Customer Validation Program. So that terms and conditions only exists for the Customer Validation Program. Any of the other groups, right now the only private groups are the Customer Validation Programs. There is a bunch of other public groups. So as I mentioned earlier, all of the pugs. So if you wanted to join a pug for your area, you could do that here. There is also the community corner. So this is a public group. This is a public group that I run, where we post things about upcoming changes to the community. You can also, if you're running into problems, you can post that here, and we'll address that for you. So that's good information about what's going on in the community. And if you want to join, you can simply click Join Group, and that's it. You're immediately become a member. Within a group, you do have notification settings similar to following a topic. They're a little more granular here, or you have some more options. So you can be notified anytime a post is made within the group. You can also get a daily digest of what's happening, or a weekly digest, or limited, which means no email, basically. So those are your different notification options within your group. Let's see. As I mentioned, these are the group details. All of the posts for the group will be in the middle here. To ask a question, simply do so here. And this is the same question box that you saw before. And then the members and any files that were shared. with the group. Once you join a group, you'll see this My Groups box throughout the community. So these lists, this will list any groups that you are a member of. It's also available on the homepage. So here on the homepage. If you are not a member of any groups, this area will just be blank when you're logged in. Okay, so that's groups. So support link and support. So again, you are probably used to going to supportlink.progress.com, or you've gone to the Progress website and you've clicked on the support link, and we're taken to support link that way. Support link still functions the same exact way as it did before. The UI is slightly different. So if we come into Explore here, this should look familiar to you. This is basically what it looked like. The tiles have moved around a little bit. And now you have the community navigation at the top instead of the support link navigation at the top. But access to the knowledge base is still there. If you needed to create a case, this is where you would do so. If you wanted to manage your cases, this is manage your cases here. There's the guide to support, the support link how-to videos, the links to call support directly, environmental profiles, and defects. These were both items that were part of the support link navigation. They are now here. I don't think environmental profiles are applicable to Sitefinity, but defects may be. So if you have a defect that is associated with one of your cases, you can come to the defects section and see the status of those defects and what case they are assigned to. So that's support or support link. Again, you should be familiar if you were already creating support tickets, technical support tickets. Support link is the same. Nothing has changed there, just a slight variance in the UI. And again, that's available here from the tile or in the main nav here. Product downloads, I'll just briefly show you this. So these are the different products that Progress offers. And there's different download centers for each product. So for Sitefinity customers, this will link you off to the Telerik site where you can then log in to access your Telerik account. So that's the product download section. Knowledge base, this is going, for the time being, this is going to link you off to the public knowledge base, so knowledgebase.progress.com. But one thing I do want to point out is that you can search within the community and see results from the knowledge base. And if I open up, that will open up here as well. So you don't have to go to the public knowledge base to access knowledge base content. You can do it directly within the community. Okay, so let's talk about the documentation section real quick. So broken up by the different products. And this is, again, quick access to information that you're looking for. So if you're looking for Sitefinity documentation, this is going to take you to the documentation portal for Sitefinity. Same for all of the other products. Okay. If you're looking to take the Sitefinity developer certification, there's a quick link to that here. And this takes you to the education community. All right. So again, knowledge base, product documentation, enhancement requests, all of those are available in the resources menu. Let's go look at enhancement requests. So very similar to the documentation page. If you want to log a feature enhancement for the product that you're using, you simply come to this page and you will be taken to that portal. And then last of the tiles is product notification or progress notification service. So if we go in here, if you were a previous support link customer, you had access to this before, but here you can come in and sign up for product alerts, critical alerts, or new article alerts for the product of interest. Okay. So on the home page, again, this is the My Groups section. If you're not a member of any groups, this will be blank. I do highly recommend that you join, at a minimum, the community corner, so you can keep up to date as to what's going on within the community. And then if you have interest in knowing what's going on with the future of products, I highly recommend that you join the customer validation program. Over here on the left, this is the latest posts. These are the latest posts from any of the discussion topics. One of the things that we are working towards, and hopefully we'll get there pretty soon, is better personalization. So for instance, giving you the ability to select your product of interest, which might be Sitefinity, in which case I could then load only Sitefinity posts here for you. So we are working towards that. That is something that we are currently working on as we speak. So a couple of things I also want to mention. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, we weren't able to migrate all of the content. I did show you the archive that we created. That is specifically for any forum threads and discussions that were happening. There is, what we didn't realize was the extensive amount of wiki articles and documents that were actually stored and saved on the old community as well. So what we've done is, for a time being, we've opened up that former community, so you can actually get to it here. So this should look familiar to you if you were active in the previous community. So we have made it active for a limited time. This will allow you to go in and either download documents that were important to you. Additionally, we've built in this widget right here that allows you to notify us of content that you want. So for example, if we go to community groups, and let's look for a Sitefinity group, Sitefinity general, and let's see, documents. Oh, this one doesn't have any documents. Let me try that again. Sitefinity. Oh, what documents? Here it is. Okay. So I'm going to pick a group that I know for certain has documents in it. So we're going to Open Edge General and Documents. So if there's a document here that's really important to you and you would like it migrated to the new community, you can go to that document and you can click this Migrate This Content button right here. This will open up your native email client. I think for me, it's going to be Gmail, which I'm not logged in my incognito browser. but this allows you to send us an email notifying us of the specific page that you were on for us to migrate for you. Additionally, so there's this. So you can come here, and if there's things that you know existed that you'd like to see in the new community, please come here and let us know the content that you would like migrated. Additionally, we have put in a custom 404 page. So if you try to navigate, if you had a page bookmarked, so let's actually go grab. Let's say that you had something bookmarked, this, for example. Now, obviously, the URL would be community.progress.com. So if I come over here, and this was the page that you had bookmarked, which doesn't exist in the new community. So you will get taken to a custom 404 page that says, hey, sorry, the link you're trying to access doesn't exist anymore. But if you let us know about it, we will make every effort to make it available to you. So if you click the continue button here, this actually sends us an email with this URL, and then we make every attempt we can to correct this for you. I used a forum thread as an example. I did show you how to access those, so you can use the broken links for that, but just know that you can go to that archive, or you can search within the community to find any of the previous threads. So actually, let me show you that. I'm going to copy this, and I will search here. And if I look at community archive, and let's look for Sitefinity. It's like a bunch of items actually match that. So let me try the whole thing. Looks like a bunch of items are matching those keywords. So I can't find that specific thread. Let's see if something within the I think you get my point, though. You can search for the threads using the community. And additionally, hopefully early next week, we will have search available to you right here on the actual archive. So you will be able to search directly here. Okay, I think that does it for the main portion of the demo. Please, if you have any questions, use the questions panel. And I think we can start taking some of those questions.
Hi, Jason. We do have some questions that have come in.
Perfect.
Could we please get a refresher on how to access support link in the new community?
Absolutely. So let's see here. A lot of people have probably gone to progress.com and used this link right here, which you can do. This will take you to the login page. Once you are logged in, it will take you to this page directly. So a couple of things you could do. You can use that link on the progress.com website, or you can come to community.progress.com and you can click the Explore button here on Support Link, or the Support Link button here. And if you are not logged in, let's see here. Let me log out. So if I go to community and I'm not logged in, I can still get to the support area because there is some information that is publicly available. But if I am not logged in, it says please log in. And then once I log in with my Progress ID, I then have access to all of my information. Okay.
Thank you. We had another question come in. How do I join the Sitefinity CVP group?
Great question. And actually, I can walk you through that real time. So I am logged in as a test customer right here. As you can see from the My Groups section, I am not a member of the Sitefinity Customer Validation Program. So I can go to Groups here in the top navigation, or I can click Explore here on the tile. I can search for the Sitefinity group, find it here, or I could use the link right over here. So again, you can see I am not a member, so I don't see anything that's happening, and I do have the Ask to Join button. I am going to read through the terms and conditions. I'm going to put in a reason why I want to join. And I'm going to accept the terms and conditions and join. So this has now sent a membership request to the group administrators. So let me go in as an administrator. Okay. And now if I refresh this page, you'll now see that I am a member and I do see all of the information and all of the discussions that are happening within the customer validation program. And I think I have to, one more thing, sorry. I think it's a refresh issue, but my notification settings should be popping up here. I just tried navigating away. It may take a minute to refresh, but your notification settings would be up here as well. Just like this right here. By default, it is set to weekly digest, and you can change that as you see fit. Okay.
We had another question come in. Where are the old community forums? So if you could show us that again.
Yeah, absolutely. So there's a few ways to get to that. Here on the homepage, the second link. So all of the forum posts from the old community have been archived here. This will open up the community archive. And this has been archived based on the different groups that existed, in the former community. So here are all of the Sitefinity groups. So that's one way. Additionally, within the discussion groups, so if I click explore here and I go into, let's say, Sitefinity General, there's this big blue box that directs you to the archive. And then finally, within various, there's a lot of activity happening. Actually, you can see them here. There's a bunch of activity happening here. But if you go into any of the individual ones, most of them have a post called Archive Threads, which links you directly to that one. So for example, this is the Sitefinity bugs and issues topic, and this is going to link you directly to that topic within the archive. And if you wanted to, you could click on home and start browsing around as well. So that's how you access the archive. And then one other thing I'll mention is that, again, for a limited time, we have made the previous community available for you to either access documents that you had saved there or notify us of things that you'd like to see moved to the new community, and that is here. And then you can utilize the widget over on the left that says on every page. So please feel free to use this as much and as often as you would like, but please don't use it on pages like the home page, because we can't move the home page. Okay.
That about wraps up everything I've seen so far in terms of questions submitted.
Okay. I guess I will say thank you, everyone, for your time today. Thank you for joining us. If you do have any questions, join the Community Corner group, and you can post your questions here or any feedback that you might have. And please be honest with us. If you don't like something, let us know, and we will do our best to make it better for you. So I guess if there's no other questions, we can wrap today and give you 12 minutes of your day back. And thank you very much for joining us, and have a great day.